Hello and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Sarah Robbins. I'm a Master Esthetician and National Educator here at GlyMed Plus, and I am so excited to talk to you guys today about circadian rhythms. Now, this is a natural process that's happening in the body, but I've geared this more towards the skin and what we as estheticians and professionals can do to help support this system. And hopefully I'm able to help you guys gain a better understanding of what actually is going on and how you can be more mindful with your recommendations for products in treatments and in their home care as well. Now, I do want to do a little reminder, if anyone would like to sign up for our next webinar, we are doing registrations for that, so please just contact us and we'll get you signed up. As well, we do have our product of the month, which is going to be the Rosacea Relief. So please call in, talk to our master estheticians, and we'll get you set up with that. So today we're going to talk about circadian rhythms. So before we get started, let's actually talk about the name of this rhythm. So circa means around, and then diem means day. So this circadian refers to a rhythm around day, and that is exactly what's happening. It's actually a 24-hour cycle that happens in our body, and it's a biological clock that is regulated through 24 hours. So what is circadian rhythm? Well, in the 1700s, a chronobiologist named Jean-Jacques Desmarins actually discovered this system. He was doing an experiment with plants, and he was trying to see their movements and study what was actually happening to these plants during the day versus the night. So during the daytime, the plants would flourish, they would almost reach out towards the sun, and they would open and become lively. And then as the day went on and the sun went down during the night, these plants seemed to recoil and almost came back down like they were going to sleep. So then he took these same plants and put them in a dark room and studied the exact same cycle. And the plants did the exact same thing they did as when they were in the presence of the daytime and the nighttime, which goes to show that this biological clock is on its own 24-hour system, but it can be influenced by the day and the nighttime. Now, the biological clock is going to help control many functions in the body. Today, we're going to specifically focus on cell regeneration. Okay, this is when your body actually goes in, repairs itself, regenerates its cells, and helps to make strong, healthy cells, and which then turns to healthy skin. So let's get a better understanding of this 24-hour cycle. Now, I encourage everyone to do their own research and get to know this cycle a little bit better because there are a lot of different functions that are happening during this time. Today, I am only going to be focusing on skin-related so that we as estheticians have a better understanding. So let's start at midnight. Right here in gray, we have midnight to 3 a.m. So during this time, we have the highest rate of cell proliferation or regeneration. This is where, like our skin cells, are reproducing, dividing, and creating new cells for the surface of our skin. We're also in a deep sleep. Deep sleep is when our body starts to repair itself and perform other functions that happen at night. Next, we have 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. This is when our DNA starts to prepare for that UV exposure. This is also when our body is the lowest temperature. Then we have 6 a.m. until 8 a.m. This is when the melatonin secretion stops so that our body starts to wake up, we start to get a little bit more energy, and we can start to function for the day. Next, we have 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Now, this is when our highest testosterone secretion occurs. So this is when our sebaceous glands are stimulated to produce more oil. So this really affects your more combination to oily clients as well as acne clients. So this is naturally happening that our body is stimulating that oil production. And we're going to talk a little bit later about how we can help to prevent this from happening to help control conditions like acne and excess oil production in the skin. Then we have noon to 2 p.m. So this is the lowest rate of cell proliferation. During this time, our body is exposed to UV rays, and so the body isn't concerned with regenerating and creating new cells. its biggest concern is protecting against that UV damage or extrinsic factors that are causing damage to the body. So the DNA is actually going to be signaled several times during the day to help protect the body from those damages. Then we have 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. This is when our heightened cardiovascular system is highest, as well as our body temperature. Now it is believed that a lot of skin conditions and diseases and age-related disorders are linked to the circadian rhythm and when it's disrupted or if it's intact. So a lot of people believe that skin conditions or flare-ups happen during this time because of our heightened body temperature. So if you think about someone that has rosacea or psoriasis, they're more likely to have a flare-up in the evening because that's when the body temperature is highest. So there's more inflammation present that can help contribute to those triggers. So it's just something to keep in mind. Then we have 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is when the DNA starts to prepare for the repairing cycle that is going to happen while you're sleeping. And then 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., this is when melatonin secretion starts. So this is when your body starts to signal that it's time to calm down, it's time to get ready for bed so that it can perform functions to prepare for the next day. And then it starts all over again with midnight to 3 a.m. So this is just a really great guideline. And again, this is geared towards the skin, not necessarily the body as a whole. All right, let's jump over to this balance and keeping everything in balance. So our actual well-being and health is going to be affected by this rhythm. Now, there are things that can contribute to a disturbance or putting off this balance. So we want to make sure that we are educating our clients and ourselves on what is happening so that we can help to protect against it. So UV rays are a big contributor to throwing off this balance. They're going to release free radicals into the body and create havoc for our skin cells. Lack of sleep. Sleep is essential for your body to perform functions and to actively repair itself. Now, a new one that is leading to premature aging in the body is actually blue light. Now, this light comes from your cell phone, your laptops, your tablets, and we're constantly being exposed to this light. Now, this is going to disturb the circadian balance. It's going to mess up with your melatonin secretion, which tells your body, hey, it's time to wake up, or hey, it's time to get ready for bed. So if we disturb that balance, it's going to create stress and influence our overall health. Now, cell phones are getting really great because they now come with a setting that you can turn down the blue light, especially at night. So it's important to get off your phone at night and make sure you give your body time to naturally get ready for bed because sleep is so important. Stress and hormones are also other contributing factors that can disrupt this balance. So it's important that we are taking care of our body, helping to eliminate as much stress as possible, and making sure our hormones are staying in check. So it's important to understand that these factors can disrupt the balance and that we're educating our clients on how they can help keep a more balanced circadian rhythm for better health. So how does this affect the skin? Now, the skin is the body's first defense against the outside world. The epidermis is what protects our bodies from disease, bacteria, and other factors that can create health issues and also skin conditions as well. So to put it simply, during the day, we need to make sure that we understand the body is in protection mode. So we need to do everything we can to protect that. Our oil production is at a high, our skin pH is high, and our cell regeneration is low. So during the day, it's all about protecting the body. And then at night, it's going to be all about repairing the body, helping to rebuild the skin, stimulate new skin cells, body cells, cells in the body as a whole. Our temperature is higher, but we do have a better absorption at night, and we have increased blood flow. And increased blood flow is important because oxygen provides our cells and our muscles and tissues with nutrients and oxygen to keep everything going and healthy. So let's get a better understanding of what's happening in the skin. Now, as estheticians, we focus on the epidermis, but we still have the dermis and hypodermis that are contributing to these functions as well. But we're going to go over what's happening during the day, midday, and the evening to help support the epidermis, because that is what we can contribute to. So during the morning, it is all about protection and moisture. Remember, this is the strongest time that we are exposed to aggressors like UV rays and pollutants. And the number one pollutant is actually from tires. That tire spinning on the asphalt is in the air. We are constantly being exposed to these aggressors to our skin. So we need to boost protection. And by doing that, we need to supply the skin with antioxidants and special ingredients to help maintain the health of the skin, as well as sun protection factors, or SPF. So let's talk about antioxidants. Antioxidants are important because they're going to fight free radicals. Now, free radicals, if we look at this picture right here, we have this beautiful, healthy, plump, new cell. Okay, this is a healthy cell that can perform healthy functions in the body. Once it's attacked and exposed to free radicals, it is then damaged and will create a chain of havoc, which then leads to oxidative stress. Okay, a cell that has free radical damage isn't going to produce healthy functions. Now, if we supply antioxidants to the skin, antioxidants go in and reverse the damage that free radicals cause, so that we can maintain healthy cells that perform healthy functions. So antioxidants are going to help to reduce inflammation in the skin, and they also build up a reservoir. So our body has an antioxidant reservoir that it is constantly replenishing. So not only is it important that we apply topical antioxidants, but that we supply them internally as well. So that happens with our diet and with vitamins also. So anything we can to build that reservoir so that our body can pull from it when we are being exposed to free radical damage. Well, there are a ton of antioxidants out there, but a few of my favorites are green tea extract, cocoa, resveratrol, vitamin E, superoxide dismutase, and then grapeseed extract. But like I said, there's a ton out there, so make sure that our clients are using antioxidant-based products during the day. Next, we want to make sure that we're balancing the skin, and this is going to help to tie into the midday as well. We want to make sure that we are supporting the skin, and in order to do that, our barrier has to be intact. If we don't moisturize properly during the day, we can actually have something happen called TUL, which is transepidermal water loss. This is where water and nutrients evaporate from the skin, leaving it dry, dehydrated, and irritated. This also causes premature aging in the skin, and we want to prevent that. So it's important that we apply enough hydration in the morning to prevent this from happening. We want to make sure that we're supporting our natural moisturizing factor and keeping our intercellular lipids intact to keep that barrier nice and strong. Next, we have SPF, or sun protection factor. Now, UV rays, which we know is one of the main aggressors for our skin, leads to a lot of damages as far as cancer and photoaging. Both of them are traumatic and they are preventable. Sunscreen is so important to educate our clients that they need to constantly be using this to protect themselves for the day and every day. I get asked all the time, what is your number one anti-aging product? And I say sunscreen. You want to protect the skin from the sun as much as possible. In fact, about 85% of aging in the skin is actually from the sun and not the aging process itself. So we need to protect, protect, protect. Now, specifically, there's 2 UV rays that I want to focus on. There is a third one, but we only need to focus on the 2. We have UVB, which is your burning rays, and they reach into the epidermis and they affect your melanocyte. Now, your melanocyte is a cell that is responsible for producing the color for your hair, your eyes, and your skin. And this is what's protecting your body from those UV rays. And then we have UVA rays. These are your aging rays. They actually reach in past the epidermis and into the dermis, and they destroy your collagen and elastin, which leads to aging in the skin. Now, at GlyMed Plus, we believe in using a broad spectrum sunscreen, specifically one that contains both chemical and physical protection. So if we look over here, we have a normal skin with no protection, and you can see that both UVA and UVB rays are able to penetrate into the skin, causing that free radical damage. If you use just a physical sunscreen, which is going to reflect light off of the skin, it's only going to protect against that UVB ray. UVA rays can actually penetrate through, and you're not getting a full protection from those rays. Now, if you use a broad spectrum, which typically consists of both a chemical and a physical, you get protection from both rays to help prevent any of that damage from happening. Now, chemical sunscreens actually absorb the rays and then neutralize them, where physical just reflects. Now, the problem with physical is you usually can't get an even enough layer on the skin, and so you'll have areas that are thinner or don't get as much protection, and that's why chemical is so important, is because it's able to provide a very strong barrier against those UV rays. So I personally like to use both for protection. Okay, so let's talk about midday. So during the middle of the day, we know that our sebaceous glands are activated, which means we're going to have more oil production. This is really great if you have someone that's more on the normal to dry side, because they need a little bit more oil to keep that barrier nice and intact. However, if you have a client that's worried or struggling with acne, or they have really oily skin, this can be a nightmare to deal with. So we're going to talk about some ingredients you can do in the morning to prep the skin to help prevent this. I'm not saying your client needs to wash their face twice in the morning. So one in the morning and then one midday. That's not the case at all. We actually just want to make sure that we are pre-planning and prepping for the skin in the morning to prevent these midday concerns, specifically this excess sebum production. Okay? So some things that can help stimulate our sebaceous glands is a lack of hydration. So if you have someone that's really oily and they didn't moisturize in the morning because they feel like it contributes and makes their skin oily and greasy midday, it actually is doing the opposite. If they don't hydrate, the skin is lacking moisture, and then it's going to stimulate to produce more oil. So then they're going to get even more oil production. Stress is another factor, hormones. Both of these are a little bit harder because we can't really control them, but we can do things to help relieve them. And then temperature and UV exposure. If you live in a drier or hotter climate, you just know you need to do a little bit more prep in the morning to help prevent that excess oil production. So let's look at a few ingredients that I like to use in the morning specifically to help prepare for this midday shine. So salicylic acid is amazing, especially if you have someone really oily. It's a beta hydroxy acid, and it's going to go in and help to reduce that excess oil in the skin. It also helps to dissolve the dead skin cells, oil, and debris that are sitting on the surface and in the follicle. Salicylic acid is really great for reducing bacteria and inflammation in the skin, so great for your acneic clients. So I would make sure in the morning your clients are using some sort of salicylic acid-based product, whether it's a cleanser or a leave-on treatment. Another great ingredient to look for is hyaluronic acid. Now, hyaluronic acid is a natural component of our body. It's part of our glycosaminoglycans, or GAGs, and as we age, this naturally decreases. So that's where we get that loss of elasticity. We lose that plump, youthful look to our skin. But we can always contribute by adding it into the skin to help prevent that. Hyaluronic acid also holds up to 1,000 times its weight in water. So it's going to lock in water, hydration, and essential ingredients that we've put in to keep them from evaporating out. So that's why it's so important for your more midday shine clients to use hyaluronic acid. I think everyone should use hyaluronic acid because we want to prevent all those amazing ingredients from evaporating out of the skin. It's also a larger molecule, so it's going to really help to support the epidermis to keep it nice and supple and plump. And it also works as a water carrier. So it's going to, again, lock hydration and water into the skin. Next, we have oil. Specifically, I'm going to talk about our beauty oil. This might be a surprise to some that you would fight oil with oil, but actually, if you supply the skin with hydration, the lipids, fatty acids, and oil that keeps the skin nice and healthy, it won't stimulate your sebaceous glands to make more oil. So in fact, oily clients really need some sort of oil in their regimen, especially if we want to even out and balance the skin. Now, our beauty oil, we use oat oil, which is really good for inflammation, which is great for acne, and it also helps to build that barrier to keep it nice and strong. So fight oil with oil. Also, if your clients do get really dry during the day, the beauty oil is a great booster to help add extra hydration so that they don't get that dryness. All right, now let's move over to evening. So in the evening, we want to make sure we're really focusing on anti-aging and repairing. Remember, this is when our cells are regenerating the most. So we want to boost that production as well as help to accelerate our healing system that is naturally happening during this 24-hour cycle. So we want to look for active ingredients to boost cellular turnover and to boost the healing in the skin. Now remember, it's believed that most skin conditions are stimulated at night because of that regeneration and increased body temperature. So your clients with rosacea, acne, and psoriasis are more likely to see flare-ups during the evening. So we want to make sure we're using ingredients that are going to help prevent those flare-ups from happening. So stem cells. So stem cells actually could go in the morning as well because we know that's when our body isn't focused on regenerating, right? In the morning, the body's all about protecting the skin. So you could actually use stem cells in the morning to help speed up and produce more of that regeneration that's happening. But specifically, it's really great at night because that's when your body is regenerating its cells, specifically stem cells. Now, there's a little bit of miscommunication with stem cells. So a true stem cell that's found naturally in your body is considered to be like the CEO of cells. So it can turn into any other cell that your body needs or is missing. So we have over 200 immune cells that this stem cell can turn into to provide a function or need that is needed in the body. Now, when you hear stem cells in skincare, we are not using a true embryonic stem cell, one that's found in the body. It's normally a stem cell that is either created from an enzyme or a plant stem cell. Now, plant stem cells are amazing because when a plant heals itself with stem cells, it regenerates and heals the plant as a whole. So the leaf, the stem, and the root. Where our stem cells in our body, we have certain stem cells for certain areas and they only regenerate that area. So like for our skin, we have stem cells in the skin that only regenerate and repair the skin. Or if we had some in our muscles, they're only there to help with our muscles. But a plant stem cell regenerates the plant as a whole, which is why they're so amazing in skincare. Now, plant stem cells don't go into the body and then turn into another cell. That can only happen with our stem cells that are in the body. Plant stem cells will actually go in and help to protect our own stem cells and prolong their life to help prevent deterioration, while also helping to produce more stem cells. So they almost stimulate our body and say, hey, you need to make more stem cells. And then the more stem cells we have, the more healthy cells that are creating healthy function. So we want to make sure we're boosting and protecting that stem cell regeneration that is especially happening at night. So plant stem cells are amazing. Absolutely love them. Next, we have retinol. Retinol is crucial, especially at night. Now, I personally believe that everyone should be on a form of retinol, and there's different types. The only skin that I think needs to be careful with retinol is rosacea clients. Now, like I said, there's different strengths. So we have Retin A, which is a prescription retinol, and it sits on the surface of the skin and it causes exfoliation, but it can lead to irritation and some dryness. It actually can't penetrate through the skin and serve functions through the skin. Now, retinol is the next level, and it's really good because it's going to go in and help to provide all these extra benefits to the skin. However, clients with rosacea shouldn't use retinol, or they need to use a lower form of retinol, like retinol palmitate, which isn't as aggressive. And the reason for that is because retinol specifically is going to help to stimulate new blood vessels. Now, with rosacea, we know that they already have an overstimulation of blood vessels. So they have an increase of blood vessels, which is causing that flushing, irritation, and inflammation in the skin, and we don't want to increase that. So rosacea clients still need a form of retinol, but more of a less form. But everyone else should be on a retinol. Now, retinol is going to help to speed up that natural cellular turnover or desquamation, so it helps to relieve that dead skin cells that are sitting on the surface, and it almost makes your skin cells, activates your skin cells so that they can be healthy. So if you kind of think about it like exercising the skin, we want to make sure our stem cells are like bodybuilders and that they're healthy and strong and producing healthy cells and performing healthy functions. Retinol is going to help prevent those cells from becoming like couch potatoes, where they slow down, they're not doing everything they need to be, and then they don't work as quickly. So just kind of think of it like that. Also helps stimulate new blood vessels, which we know is important because blood helps to increase oxygen flow and nutrients to our cells. It also inhibits MMP production. So MMPs are enzymes that naturally occur in the body, and they're very rude. They go in and break down your collagen and elastin, which is going to lead to premature aging. So retinol actually goes in and inhibits the production of MMPs so that they don't break down your collagen and elastin. So that's why it's so important to stay youthful, is with those MMPs. It also helps to strengthen your epidermal-dermal junction by increasing your collagen and elastin formation to help keep that skin nice and strong. Now, retinol is also a skin cell normalizer because it goes in and helps to normalize cell functions and make sure that everything is working properly and doing the job that it's supposed to do. Next, we have alpha hydroxy acids, or AHAs. Now, AHAs are incredible to use at night because, of course, again, they're going to increase that cellular turnover, but they also provide other functions in the skin. So AHAs are going to go in and detach the glue that's holding the skin cells together, and that increases a deeper exfoliation in the skin. Specifically glycolic acid, because it is so small, it can really go deep into the skin and really help to exfoliate and create pathways for other products and ingredients so that they can go deeper. Now, if you ever heard that alpha hydroxy acids increase hydration in the skin, it's not because they go in and add water or hydration, but because they actually activate a cell in our body to increase hydration. We call them water babies, but there are lamellar bodies. Now, they go in and help our natural moisturizing factor to create more water and keep the skin nice and hydrated. So that's how AHAs boost hydration in the skin. Now, there's different forms and different strengths of alpha hydroxy acids. Glycolic is the smallest, so it tends to be the more aggressive or more active of the AHAs. And they're all based from plants or fruits. So glycolic comes from sugar cane, Lactic comes from sour milk, or in our case, they come from tomatoes. Malic comes from apples. Mandelic is almonds. Tartaric is grapes. And citric acid comes from your citrus fruits. So that's just a basic rundown of alpha hydroxy acids, but they're incredible to use in the nighttime. And then peptides. Peptides are the building blocks of life in our skin as we know it. So we want to make sure that we're constantly supplying our skin with peptides. Now, how a peptide is formed is you have an amino acid. When you have two or more amino acids, they then form a chain, which creates a peptide. And then a cluster of peptides creates protein, which is going to stimulate your collagen and elastin, which will then create your hair, your skin, your nails, essentially you. Now, when our body breaks down naturally, it leaves fragments of amino acids behind. And when your body detects these amino acids, it stimulates, oh, something's broken down, I need to repair it. So I'm going to increase collagen and elastin to rebuild the skin. Now, when you use a product with peptides or amino acids in it, you're manually putting in those ingredients, which will then stimulate your body that you need to make more collagen and elastin because something has broken down when it actually hasn't. So it tricks the skin into acting younger by thinking that it's actually breaking down when it's not, but it's still going to produce that collagen and elastin in the skin, which is essential during the night because our body is repairing. So we need all the peptides it can get to help rebuild and strengthen the skin and provide healthy cells. Now let's talk about a few products and ingredients. So this is going to be a really good overview of what products you should use during the day and what products should be used at night. This is really going to simplify and give a better idea for your clients so we can be more mindful with those ingredients and recommendations for ourselves and for our clients. So let's start with the daytime. Remember, daytime, it's all about hydration and protection. So we want to look for antioxidants, stem cells, lipids, hyaluronic acid, and SPF. So let's talk about cleansers. My favorite cleansers in the morning are going to be packed with antioxidants and healing ingredients as well. Now, during the night, our body is going to be removing toxins and eliminating waste, and that's going to excrete through our pores. So it's going to come out and be almost that oil that's sitting on the surface when you first wake up. It's important that we clean that off of the skin so that our body doesn't reabsorb what's sitting on the surface. So our vitamin C cleanser is amazing because it's packed with antioxidants, and vitamin C is really great for protecting against UV damage. Okay, this is a really nice creamy cleanser. It's great for your more normal to dry clients or someone that likes more of that creamy texture. And then we have our Salix Purifying Cleanser. This is going to be really great for your more acneic and oily prone clients or someone that struggles with that midday shine. Now, what's really great about our salicylic line or our Serious Action line is that we do use salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide, but we also help to rebalance the skin with aloe vera and arnica. So even though we're actively treating acne or oil in the skin, we're still balancing and healing at the same time. Our Professional Pre-Treatment Foaming Cleanser is a really great basic cleanser. It doesn't have any active acids in there. Its main base is antioxidants and peptides. That's really going to build and strengthen the skin and help keep it healthy during the morning. And then, of course, we can't forget about our men. The Essential Face Cleanser for men is geared toward men's skin. It's going to be for more oily complexions, and it's going to be almost a multitasker. We know men aren't into a lot of fuss. They're not going to do a lot for their skin, so we try to do as many things in one product as possible. So this cleanser has hydrating properties to help restore and rebalance the skin while still cleaning the skin. So those are just a few of my favorite morning cleansers. All right, some really great treatment serums that are great for prevention and protection. You want to look for antioxidants. You want to look for something that has oxygen in there, tyrosinase inhibitors, offer some hydration through lipids and ceramides, and vitamins. So let's start with our eye calm. Now, it's important to take care of your eye area just as much as you do your face and décolleté. Eye calm has really great copper peptides in there that are going to rebuild and protect the skin, but also have antioxidants. Then we have our vitamin C serum. This is going to be a more concentrated form of vitamin C, and we use magnesium ascorbyl phosphate as the main vitamin C. Now, that's a water-based vitamin C, and it's very stable and doesn't cause any irritation. I like to add a couple drops into another serum to just boost antioxidants and UV protection. Next, we have Diamond Bright and Living Cell. Now, both of these are tyrosinase inhibitors, so they go in and help to protect the skin from pigmentation and discoloration. Diamond Bright uses an advanced technology called advanced drone technology, and it's a much more targeted delivery system of ingredients, and they actually go in and protect your melanocytes. And Living Cell is more of natural tyrosinase inhibitors, so you're going to find licorice root in there and other natural ingredients, but it's jam-packed with antioxidants. So it's going to be a drink of water and antioxidants for your skin. Then next we have Oxygen Treatment Cream. Now, we know that when free radicals invade the body, that they cause oxidative stress. If you supply the body with oxygen, it's going to help to counteract the oxidation in the skin. Now, oxygen is the life for all things. Just think it's going to go in and breathe life into your skin and keep your cells nice and healthy. It also helps to take care and rid of that dull complexion that can happen over time with oxidative stress. So those are just a few of my favorite preventative treatment serums. Let's talk about balancing and moisturizing products. Now, we have a bunch of moisturizers, but these are by far my favorite to use during the day. I'm not saying you need to use all of these at once, but these are good products and ingredients to look for when doing your daily recommendation. So for balancing products, you want to look for a great moisturizer, antioxidants, something with trace minerals, alpha lipoic acid, which is a great antioxidant, and vitamin C. So let's start with the beauty oil. I like to use beauty oil as like a hydration booster. Not only does it have those amazing oils that are going to help keep the barrier nice and intact, but it also helps to keep the skin hydrated and plump. So I like to add a couple drops to my moisturizer just to boost it. We have our vitamin C cream, which again, we use that magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, which is a stable form of vitamin C. It's going to help with supplying the skin with antioxidants and helping to protect against UV damage. And then Daily Repair Mega Moisture is our #1 moisturizer because it's loaded with vitamins and minerals that are going to help protect the skin and feed the skin, as well as that alpha lipoic acid, which is a very strong antioxidant to help keep the skin healthy, intact during the daily cycle. So 3 of my absolute favorite recommendations for for daytime moisturizers. And then we have SPF, or our protectants. Now, GlyMed Plus offers quite a few different sunscreens depending on your client and what they prefer. So we have 3 gel formulas that are water-based. They're very lightweight, and most people love them just because they're non-greasy, they're not heavy, and they don't leave a white cast. We have a men's gel 15, and then we have a gel 15 and a gel 30 that is going to have more of a tropical scent to them. Now, the men's line has a really nice, clean, masculine scent, and so men are really drawn to it, and they appreciate that masculine touch. And the gel 15 for men is going to be really more oil control, while the original gel 15 isn't going to have that oil control in there. So if you have someone with oily skin, I would recommend the men's gel 15 just because it gives more of a mattifying effect, and then anyone else can use the other gel 15 or 30. And then we also have 2 creams. We have a cream 15 and a cream 30. These are really great for your more normal to dry clients or someone that doesn't want to do a lot of fuss in the morning and they need a multitasking product. These are going to be your moisturizers and skin protectant in one, are the creams. And then we do have our skin protection shield, color shield, which is our makeup. It is a physical sunscreen to give that extra layer of protection from that UV damage. So I absolutely love it. It provides a full coverage and it gives the skin this beautiful glow, but then you also get protection from any free radical damage that's happening. All right, so that concludes our daytime recommendations. If you have any questions about any of these, please contact one of our master estheticians. They can answer any questions that you might have. Just want to make sure I go over these ingredients so that we know what to look for. So let's move on to nighttime. We're going to talk about nighttime products and ingredients to be looking for with recommendations for regimens. So at night, remember, we're actively treating and actively repairing the skin. We're boosting that natural cycle that's happening. So we want to look for retinols, AHAs, stem cells, peptides, and fatty acids. So let's start with cleansers. So here at GlyMed Plus, we believe in performing 2 cleanses. The first cleanse is usually with a creamy cleanser, and its job is to remove dirt, oil, and debris that's sitting on the skin, as well as makeup. Now, if you have a client that doesn't wear makeup, we still recommend 2 cleanses because during the day, you've been exposed to all these toxins and pollutants, and they're sitting on the skin. And if you don't remove them, your body is going to absorb them into the body, and we don't want that. So we recommend a creamy cleanser first to really break down any of that oil and debris and remove any of that toxins sitting on the surface. So we have the Mega Purifying Cleanser, which has shea butter, lavender. It's going to be really hydrating and nice and creamy. And then we have our Peptide Cleanser, which is going to be jam-packed with peptides, and it's going to be really good for anti-aging and stimulating healing in the skin. So if you have someone with really sensitive, I recommend Peptide Cleanser. Those are my 2 favorite first cleanses. Now our second cleanse is going to be a cleanse that actually cleans the skin, preps the skin, and lowers the pH so that our other ingredients can work better and faster. So we have Gentle Facial Wash, which has 10% glycolic acid, and then we have our Master Elite Gentle Facial Wash, which has 10% glycolic acid and 5% malic acid. So it's a 15% blend. Both of these cleansers are amazing for cleaning the skin, prepping the skin, and preparing that exfoliation in the skin. So always, always, always perform 2 cleanses at night. Next, let's talk about our active treatment serums. So these are going to be more geared to skin conditions, like if you're helping someone with acne or hyperpigmentation. These are also going to be stimulating that regeneration for our cells, so helping to increase cellular turnover and increase the cell production. So you want to look for things that are tyrosinase inhibitors to help with discoloration in the skin, retinol, alpha hydroxy acids, as well as enzyme activity in the skin. So we have our U-Sperm, which is a really great enzymatic mask, helps to remove all that dead skin that's sitting on the surface and increase that exfoliation. We have our 2 #1 anti-aging serums. We have Facial Hydrator, which is 10% glycolic acid and is really great for more mild aging and mild conditions, or someone that's looking to start preventing that aging process. And then we have a step up from that, which is AHA Accelerator, has 10% glycolic acid and 10% lactic. Really great for your more moderate concerns and moderate aging. And then a step up from that, we actually have Skin Gel. Now, Skin Gel is very similar to AHA Accelerator. However, it has 5% salicylic acid. So really great for your more oily clients or someone with really thick resistive skin. And then, of course, we have two forms of retinol. We have one that comes in a serum and a cream. Remember, retinol is really good for increasing the desquamation or exfoliation in the skin, stimulating blood vessels, and inhibiting that MMP production that's breaking down collagen and elastin. Retinol is amazing. Everyone should be on some form of retinol. Next, let's talk about our treat that's repairing. So these are treatment products that are going to help boost the repairing of the skin to make sure everything's nice and healthy. We have our anti-wrinkle eye cream. Again, we want to make sure we're caring for that delicate eye area just as much as we are our face and décolleté. The anti-wrinkle eye cream is packed with ceramides and peptides that are going to really help to strengthen the skin, hydrate the skin while lifting and firming. Anti-wrinkle eye cream is by far my favorite eye cream, and I like to use it at night to boost that repairing mode. Next, we have cell protection serum. I like to explain this like your liquid barrier. It's going to drench the skin in humectants, ceramides, and keep it nice and intact. So it's going to make sure and put back all the ingredients that your skin needs to be healthy that might have been taken out either during the day through evaporation or through more intense treatments of the cleansers or a treatment serum. Okay, so it's going to be like your liquid barrier. Then we have stem cell power serum. We know we want to help to protect our stem cells, prolong their activity and their lifespan, as well as influence more stem cells. So this is a great product to use in the day and the night, but especially at nighttime when our body is naturally producing more stem cells. Okay, fulvic elixir contains an ingredient called fulvic acid. Now this isn't an active acid, it's more like hyaluronic acid. It's an electrolyte and it has over 75 trace minerals. It's an amazing anti-aging ingredient and anti-inflammatory ingredient. So great for anyone that has acne, rosacea, or any trauma to the skin because it is so healing. Then we have amino acid serum. This again is going to trick the body into acting younger and signaling that it needs to boost collagen and elastin. So really great for anti-aging, great for rosacea and acne because this is going to help strengthen the skin back up. And then we do have our dermapigment bleaching fluid. Now this does contain hydroquinone, but it's going to be the strongest prevention for treating hyperpigmentation and discoloration in the skin. It's also an amazing serum for your skin of color to have because they need more protection for their melanocytes than fairer skin, just because they are more prone to hyperpigmentation. I love the bleaching fluid. I think it's an amazing product, but just know that it does have hydroquinone in there. All right, next, let's talk about balancing. So these are your moisturizers that you're going to be using on this skin. You want to look for products that are going to help build the barrier and support that barrier function, that are semi-occlusive so that they help to protect any evaporation during the evening, that go in and support DNA repair, specifically for telomeres. They have amino acids, peptides, vitamins, and minerals. So the Intense Peptide is one of our most popular products. It has 4 neuropeptides that go in and inhibit that communication channel between muscles, so they help to relax, which will then decrease expression lines. So really great for rebuilding and strengthening the skin, but also smoothing the overall appearance and surface of the skin. Next, we have the amino acid epidermal sealant. So it does have those amino acids present, which is, again, going to trick the body into acting younger, but it provides a semi-occlusive barrier. So I like to use all my serums and moisturizers and then go in with a finishing layer of this to help seal everything in to prevent any evaporation or tulle from happening in the skin, especially during the nighttime. Then we have our DNA face and neck repair. This is such an amazing product for lifting and firming the skin back up. It goes in and boosts that DNA repair that is already working so hard at night, but it also helps to repair damaged telomeres to make sure that it's producing healthy, active cells again. And then last but not least, we have vitamin E essential cream. Now, we use a medical grade vitamin E, which is going to instantly increase the skin's hydration by 25%. Really good for your dry, fragile skin or anyone that's dealing with any type of irritation or inflammation. Vitamin E is an amazing antioxidant, but it also helps to increase hydration in the skin. So all of these products are fabulous to recommend at nighttime to support that healing process. All right, so thank you all so much for watching today's webinar. We do have a code that is available for a limited time where you can get 10% off of your entire order. The code is SKINLOVE, and it is limited time. This isn't something that will be going for a long time, just a short amount of time. It's saying that you watched the webinar and that you do deserve this code to get a discount on your order. Now, you can call any of our master estheticians here at the corporate office, and they can answer any questions you have about the products or ingredients that we covered today. That number is 1-800-676-9667. And our email address is info@glymedplus.com, or you can visit our website to get more information on products and ingredients, and that is www.glymedplus.com. Thank you all so much for watching, and make sure you sign up for our next month's webinar. I hope you all have a wonderful day.